Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Chris Barron. What's up? Hope you're having a great day. This is the Designer Podcasting for the 5th of August 2020. What's going on? I hate the fact that the webcam is so poor quality. But it is what it is. We're rocking 2005 here with this 4080p quality, 480p quality. Let's share the screen as well. We're gonna do a bunch of reviews, heartless, savage reviews where we're gonna go all out and we're gonna crush some people's dreams. I actually hope not. I hope the designs are actually pretty cool, pretty nice. Let's bring this closer in. The designs have been submitted in the general chat. As always, please remember to post your stuff in the Discord server and review my work. And if you want to comment or to say anything, please do so in the general channel. I'm going to start in a minute, but just want to get people settling in. Just one thing regarding the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button. It's really important that you hit the like button and that you write a comment. It's really important for the YouTube algorithm. I don't care in general. I read the comments, but I don't tend to comment on other videos. I don't tend to like other videos, even if I like them. But I now understand why it's so important. So please hit the like button. Okay, that's it. Let's start doing our stuff. Let's start with the first thing, which is not a good starting point. Again, I've spoken about this before. My American friends, my American clients, could you try and pronounce this name? You probably can't, because I think it's Divyanshu. Okay, Tamar would work well, right? So just use Tamar in the future. I think that is, if you want to work with clients, especially US clients, I think that would be a better choice, right? Just shortening your name and make it something that's easy to pronounce. Tamar would be a great idea. Now, that didn't start off in a positive note, but sorry about that. It is what it is. Next thing, Flickr. Flickr as a as a designer, you shouldn't use Flickr. You shouldn't use Flickr as an inspiration source. You shouldn't use it to upload your work there. It's totally unprofessional. It's not a good platform, especially when you consider that we have Behance. Clients are very much used to Behance. It's a very professional space. You're not gonna get, naked women or anything like that on there. Flickr is totally off limits. You shouldn't use it at all. So the simple fact that you've submitted your work on Flickr is not a good look. Is this 100%? I have no idea if this is 100%. Let's see. Okay, so because this isn't 100%, I'm not gonna review them. I think I've actually reviewed this design in the past, but I don't like using this platform. I can't see the design at 100%, so it is what it is. If I can't see your design at 100%, the actual design, I won't review it. So, closed. Next, this is a real working website. Oh, we have a nice effect here. We have a parallax effect, which some people fall in love with, but this isn't all that well done. Okay, I take that back. It's a pretty interesting effect, but it does nothing for me because these images are totally generic. These are as generic as possible. These are as plain as possible. So overall, the image choice, subpar, medium at best. Let's go with 5 out of 10. Yellow, red, and teal. Very light blue, baby blue, whatever you want to call it. I'm not in love with the color scheme. The color scheme is tragic, I would say, especially in the top area. I mean, red on yellow, that's extremely outdated. That's not good practice. It's something I totally say in my courses that you should avoid at all costs. The initial impression is very bad. The font is pretty good. The typeface is pretty interesting, pretty nice, robust, powerful, chiseled, well-defined. It implies strength. It's something pretty good, pretty manly, masculine vibes. I would say it's 70% manly, maybe more. Plug ship. I think it goes well with the logo. Overall, this is pretty good. The contrast isn't fantastic, but it's decent. I'm not sure why it's underlined though. The underline does nothing here. It's not it doesn't bring anything in terms of, you know, improving the look. Nor does it bring any functionality whatsoever. So I'm not a big fan of that. Navigation with only 2 items, where the blog is the first one. That's extremely questionable. Joining forum, a global community for young entrepreneurs. Okay, I am actually a young entrepreneur. Well, I'm 31 actually. Am I still considered young? I think so. I still feel young, even though with this beard, I might be 40 or so. Uh, okay, this doesn't make any sense. This actually doesn't make all that sense because I'm probably the target audience, but I'm not sure what this is. A global community for young entrepreneurs. I think we also have a few entrepreneurs here in the chat. What is this for you? Is this for me? What do I do? I own a website. Check. I make websites. Check. I do SEO. That's what I do as well. I don't run a drop shipping, and I'm not sure what this is. FBA, probably selling on Amazon. Okay, so that's pretty nasty. There's no content whatsoever here. Connect with people like you. Okay, discuss business growth strategies. This is extremely generic. I would not put in my information here. I would simply not trust it. It's very shady stuff. And the black lines here, in terms of design, just design in general, why do these lines extend over this imaginary line right here? Why is there no active area created here? The active area has a purpose. It has to contain your content. Now, it's totally fine to go above 1200 pixels. It makes sense specifically on websites where you need loads of room and you want to showcase a lot of products, specifically products that are very image heavy, especially on fashion websites. Full width websites are totally an option there. But here, going for the wider active area, this doesn't make any sense because these images per se, okay, again, they have that nice parallax effect, but that's it. They're not gorgeous. They're not stunning to look at. It's really disappointing. And now we have another font here that's not used anywhere else, which isn't a problem per se, but I do find it striking. It is a pretty nice font. Winston Churchill, the same font. Yeah, overall, this is absolutely terrible. This as a business is absolutely terrible. I'm not sure why anyone would actually put in his information, because this looks like a scam. This looks like plugship. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, overall, this is extremely shady. It's not well designed. It's not, the message is all over the place. It's not a good website. This one, a blog, tech log. What? A blog, tech log. The tech log. Oh, okay, I see. It's but no, a tech. A instead of A plus, like the grade. Can you guys figure out what this is? And why is it not above the actual content? So this is a blog with a photo of Elon Musk. That doesn't make any sense. He's hovering. He's just floating about. And this is a terrible website. You can see here, this is a classic mistake. This is a classic mistake where the field actually looks exactly the same as the button does. So the button and the field, they're the same thing. You had no idea the left one is a field, the right one is a button. So this is a totally, man, I have to save this website to give it as a counter example in terms of UX. This is horrible stuff. Not to mention the fact that, the email address should be significantly wider and taller because it's a field. You have to grab people's attention. The icons themselves, man, I mean, using the colored version of these social media icons on a vomit green rectangle, this doesn't make any sense. And this right here, this part right here, this rectangle that contains the newsletter, man, and this part right here, this huge empty man, that's a waste of time. I'm totally gonna close it. Let's move on. These are not vertically centered, which is a shame. Next, what do we have here? Tenant screening, okay. Background verification agency. Background checks. Why is this on a second line? Why is this on a second line? This makes no sense. The logo is absolutely terrible. Stock image from 1997, probably from Microsoft Word. The hover state is pretty good. The buttons do catch your attention. This one is pretty nicely done in terms of UI, but in terms of UX, there's no hover state. So, the hell with hover states. We do have a hover state here, here, but not here. How about here? Nope. No hover state either. So overall, this is not looking all that great. This isn't looking all that great. We do have a hover state here, easy to use, fast results, affordable. Man, this line here, I know coding isn't all that easy, but this is really poorly done. Oh, and have a look at the menu, man. I use sticky menus as well, but don't make them transparent. This is not a good look. I'm really sorry about this, guys. These are horrible websites. You can tell that this is a different font. Or actually, yeah, it's actually a different font. Let's actually check it out. I think this is probably 700 or 900. Oh no, it's actually only 400. And this is what? Let's see. Nah, it's not cool. It says it's 400 as well. This is bold and this is not bold. Are you tired? Okay, so that's bold. And this is bold. Okay, so everything is bold except, the Okay, sorry guys, this is totally rubbish. There's nothing here to review. There's nothing here to review. These are horrible websites that have no place. And if you ask me, I'm fairly confident they don't make any serious money. I'm pretty sure, in terms of actual use, these are pointless, these are useless, these are websites that aren't actually managed by anyone. These are the websites that aren't actually, nobody's actually overseeing them. They've just made a website because they felt, someone said, hey, don't you have a website? Oh, I guess I have to get a website. Here's $200, make a website. Okay, and there you go. That's the website. It would have been much better to actually use. Sorry, why don't I share my screen? Okay, so that would be a fantastic thing if I weren't sharing my screen. Guys, can you let me know in the general chat if I'm sharing my screen? I'm pretty confident I am sharing my screen, so just confirm it in the general chat just so I can continue. And yeah, the screen is fine. Yeah, I figured as much. Let's go ahead and see the next one. Oh, okay, we have the Instagram gradient here and the call to action. Again, no hover state. And again, guys, I really feel like some people, some developers, again, I think I've mentioned this in Master Web Design in Photoshop, but also in the new XD course, which, by the way, just as a side note, the initial version is going to have 9 hours of content. I've already recorded 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes, hour, let's call it an hour because I'm going to finish an hour today. It's all buttoned up. I'm really happy with it. The quality is fantastic. I think it's going to be a few more weeks, probably around 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how things go. So back to it. I was mentioning in Master Web Design in Photoshop and in the Adobe XD course that when you submit a PSD and you don't have the hover states, the developer is going to do just that. He's going to code exactly what you gave him. So when you don't include various states of buttons, they simply don't care. They don't talk to the customer. They don't create them themselves. And even if they create them themselves, they create some horrible ones. At least that's my experience. I'm talking from my own experience here. I'm sure that in general, good coders create decent hover states, but from my experience and by working with various coding agencies, I've seen some really terrible ones. So this is why this doesn't have a hover state. Software finder and marketing agency. We combine online data from all review sites to simplify. Okay, so what's, again, okay, SEO tools. I'm a customer as well. What's this all about? Ooh, the loading speed is terrible. I have fantastic internet here in Romania, but actually in the top 10 worldwide in terms of Speed. Oof. Ouch. Okay, so okay. Okay, this is again a horrible design. A drop shadow on bold text is absolutely horrible. Never use drop shadows for headlines, especially when you have black, basically dark gray on a white background. Wow, here as well. Man, these are some horrible websites. No love, no attention to detail, nothing. And the problem is someone actually spent some money on it. Sure, it may have only been whatever, $500, maybe $1,500, but still, this is a waste of time, resources, and energy for everyone. From for the designer involved, for the agency, for the client, everybody who got involved in this project, a total waste of time. You can see, some design elements here and there, the wavy lines here at the bottom of the hero area, some transparency here. Someone actually worked to get this right. It's actually not all that easy. You can see the transition here, pretty nice stuff. The client was surely impressed by that. But again, no hover stay here. There's no clear message. There's nothing that screams to me. So if I were a client and I just ran across this website, I would immediately close it, because software finder and marketing agency, this doesn't make any sense. And this is again one of those things I actually mentioned, I think, in the last voice chat. The fact that you as a designer you need to have some copywriting skills, where if you don't have any copywriting skills, at least steal from some other place and let the client know, hey, this is stolen, don't use it. But I just figured I would show an example, because this just goes to show how much a hero area affects your bounce rate. Because again, if you land here and you don't understand what this is all about, you're just gonna move on to the next one, and that's it. So this thing alone is really gonna cost you some serious money. And again, I'm telling you all this not because this is actually great Photoshop information or anything like that. I'm telling you this like you're the client, right? Because I'm hoping that you are gonna have these conversations with your clients. Because this thing that I'm doing right here, if you do something like this, in just a couple of 3 paragraphs, right, 12 lines of text, if you make a few points regarding their design or your design, when you present a new design and you're saying, hey, this is for that, that's for that, and so on. If you have these types of conversations, your clients are gonna fall in love with you, because you seem like you know what you're talking about. You seem like you care about the actual analytics of the business, actually getting sales and whatnot. So this is the type of thing that you have to do, whether it's 99 designs or whatever, freelancer.com or whatever, or the one-on-one clients, that found you, whatever. It's really important that you have some of these discussions, just 20 minutes, just a few paragraphs, something like that, where you really show that you're more than a guy that does whatever, beautiful rectangles in Photoshop, right? Because that's the thing. If the client sees you like the type of guy that only chooses colors and plays around with fonts, your value goes down dramatically. If you're a problem solver, if you're someone that works tirelessly to actually improve the business, to get more sales, more leads, whatever, then you're an asset. Then your value goes up. So yeah, this is why we're doing what we're doing. Never do something like this. Bold, not bold, bold, regular, bold. This is horrible. Don't do it. It's not a good look. Search engine optimization. Green? Really? Awful stuff. Okay. Way too many colors here. This brown doesn't make any sense. Orange, whatever. I don't like it at all. Then this style, which is really cartoonish and friendly and kid-oriented. Man, this form right here doesn't make any sense. So actually, 1 second, the call to action is actually here? What the hell? So 1 second, let's say I wanna actually go and buy something. Marketing tools, come on. Okay, and then what? I click here and then what? What's gonna happen? Okay, I really don't have the time to actually go through it. And again, you see, this is exactly how clients think. I don't have the time to wait for things to load and see what's what. This is a horrible website. I'm gonna completely close it. Let's see, grandmastermods.us. Nobody does it like us. Quality and honesty is behind us. What? Quality and honesty is behind us? Again, guys, we're now talking about your copywriting skills. What the hell is this website all about? I can tell this is from GTA, right? But what is this website all about? Can you guys let me know in the general channel, what do you think this website is all about? It really doesn't make any sense. What does it say? Grandmaster mods. So Grandmaster because of GTA? It, it just baffles me. Most loved products. No hover states. How do I buy them? How do I... Is this just a photo? What the hell? Oh, I actually can't even right click. I can't select anything. Okay, so I just can't. Okay, I'm really sorry, guys. This is just a waste of time. This is the the worst design review I've ever had. I'm really sorry. It's absolutely horrible stuff. I'm not sure why I've wasted so much time on it. Let's go into Photoshop and see what someone sent in the review my work channel. The initial impression here is pretty good. The width 1600. This layout right here is actually quite popular in the corporate sector. I think most companies will be pretty happy with this type of layout. It is a bit dated. It is a bit 2010, I would say, 2012 maybe. But again, it's still pretty solid. So when you're approaching a corporate business, I think this type of work can, this type of layout can make them happy. Seal Shield is first in infection prevention. Okay, this is not all that great. Oh, this is actually an e-commerce website. Okay, that totally changes. That totally changes things because there's no call to action here. It's only about this and find out more. Where about this is more important than find out more, but there's no actual difference between them because both of them imply that some sort of additional information. But what if I want to buy? Do I have to rely on this button right here? This is again horrible UX. I'm really so happy that I'm making a UX section in Adobe XD and talking about various specific cases like this one. I have, I think, about 10 or 11 videos about various cases exactly like this one that don't actually make any sense. The design itself is pretty good. It does look pretty good, but you know, it doesn't make sense in terms of sales and getting sales. Let's carry on to items in bag. Coupon. Oops. Let's go back. About us. Okay. We have a drop shadow here. Not that great. This checkbox isn't really something that you should use nowadays. The text is fairly small, a bit too much lorem ipsum. This is Arial. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty confident actually that these are not vertically, horizontally aligned. So that's not a good look. Again, 2010 here. You shouldn't use a stroke here, especially a 1 pixel stroke. This is quite disappointing. And is this white and is this translucent? It does seem like it. It seems like this has the opacity all the way, or actually the fill set to 0 or something like that. And then become a seller. Oh, same. Wow. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have actually freestyled it. I guess I should have actually prepared some of these designs because this is a total train wreck. These websites are absolutely horrible, and I'm quite embarrassed by the level of quality in them. I think it's really something that it's a total waste of time. I'm not really sure, you know, some people really hate the fact that, you know, on 99 designs, a client gets whatever, the 50, 100 entries, and, you know, he only pays $600, $800, $400, whatever, right? But then when you actually take a look at these designs that we've seen so far, you know, the train wrecks, the absolute rubbish work that's done here, are they worth more? The answer is no. You see, it's These designs are the staples of a designer, of designers actually, that don't care. Nobody actually cared about these projects. They only wanted the paycheck. They wanted the money in their PayPal account, and that was that. Because you can't really tell me that you actually care for this company, you actually want this company to succeed if you design something like this, right? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that you would use this teal colored here and then use this blue for the call to action. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then here, again, why would you do something like that? Why would you use this teal? This teal is not even from the logo, because some designers tend to do that. Why would you not use something like this or something a bit more professional, something like that, right? A dark gray, so you can actually have decent contrast. This doesn't make any sense. You can clearly see that the contrast here is off, that it hurts your eyes. And for the corporate website, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you use such a bright color, such a fun color that's really reserved for clown websites or toys or something like that? It's completely this. I want more. Yet again, you don't care, because if you actually went ahead and you did some research and you went and found some inspiration, you would see that all websites use load more or load more products or see more or whatever. Using I want more. Why would you want to reinvent things? Why would you want to reinvent things? Why would you have the ego to say, you know what? I've seen countless websites where the footers are dark gray, but I'm gonna do something different. Why would you have the audacity, the ego to think that you can totally redefine something, that you can make something, it really baffles me, right? This section is pretty okay, looks good, but it's not vertically centered, so yet another execution mistake, which I'm quite surprised, because we can see there's the active area that's really well set up, but right here, this is totally not cool. This right here, this part isn't shown anywhere else as far as I've seen. Yep, it's not seen anywhere else. So using it here, in just one instance, it doesn't make any sense. This part, yet again, I think what happened here is, I think the designer actually got inspired from Team Forest, the template website. Team Forest is, notorious for having these types of things, these types of layouts. So yeah, it's quite a shame. Quite a shame. There's nothing here that actually makes sense. Let me know in the general chat if you want to talk about something in particular, because this has been a total train wreck. I think it's something where it's a complete waste of time to actually check out these websites, and it's again something that it really bothers me, because if you want to be a designer, you can't really stand behind some of these projects. Because what I did was, in the past, if the client, let's say I created this design, right, and it got implemented and I saw it, I would go back to the client and ask him, hey, can you ask the developer, just pay him $50 more or something like that. Create some hover states. It will really help you. Hover states are really so easy. They're so easy to make. It takes a developer no time at all. That shows that you care. And if you go back to your client and do something like that, he's very likely going to give you more work. He's very likely going to recommend you to other people, to his friends and whatnot. Because again, if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm very likely to have entrepreneur friends. If you make a good impression, I'm going to continue to use you. If you don't make a good impression, guess what? You're not going to get subsequent work. So again, these are staples of designers that don't really care. That, some of these things, some of these decisions show that the entire process was extremely superficial. Because again, you can't really nail this part. Something's very, very fishy here, very odd. This part is perfectly executed, right? We have the hierarchy here. The title is bold, the font is regular, it's way smaller. We have a third style here for the date and the comments. We have a different color here as well, it's more washed out. This is very well executed. We have a subtle drop shadow here. There's no other drop shadow here, but the stroke is very well chosen. This part right here, again, the contrast is bang on. So this part right here is excellently done. There's no execution mistake at all. Here as well, this is fantastic. The color overlay, right? This is great. Even the level of contrast here, this is fantastic, right? Even these rotators, these show that the designer is actually skilled. This show potential. So I'm really baffled to see the overall package. Well, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe the designer focused so much on the UI side, on making the website look good, that he forgot about certain things. But it really strikes me as odd because, again, this is not horizontally centered. This is not vertically centered. The contrast here is all over the place. I'm not really sure what designer is able to execute such an area with pixel perfect precision. Because again, if you check it, you know, it's perfect, right? There's no loose pixels here. Everything is well sorted. The space is evenly distributed. Let me actually check. This is what, 13 pixels, and this is what, 20 pixels. So this shows skill. Again, perfectly executed, but then you can't actually align this. You can't right align it. This button, you can't manage to actually align it to the outer guide. I'm not really sure. And again, you can see there's an outer guide here. You can see this designer actually used the 1200 pixel active area. So I'm not really sure why you would do that. I'm not really sure how you would use such a nice font here and then use Arial. Is this based on a freebie? It's very likely. It's very likely. This may be stolen. This may be taken from freebies bug or whatever, from a website, because it actually doesn't match this font here. This is another typeface versus this one, right? It's not another weight or another style. This is a totally different typeface. Let's see if we can have another one. And actually, I think, oh, healthcare. This is totally done by him because you can see there's a typo here. And we actually have a hyphenation, which I clearly say in my courses that you shouldn't use. And again, this part isn't all that well done. You can see the space here is not correct. You should have more breathing room. Let me actually check. Is this actually centered? Yeah, it is actually centered. What do you guys think? What's up with this design? I think it's something that's really strange. Okay, so King says those two websites actually make 3K a month and 5K a month. Now, what do I have to say about that? If you would do some decent UX, you would probably be able to double it or triple it. If not, at least 10-20%, because that's exactly what we spoke about last time. You know, if I manage to, with one very small thing on my own website, to actually seriously increase the conversion rate, you know, with one very, very small thing, if you've followed the previous voice chat, imagine how much the revenue would grow if you would redo these websites, if they actually had a skilled designer working on these designs. Because again, come to think of it, you know, we have a huge black rectangle here in the hero area. That's not exactly modern, right? That's not exactly 2020, right? It's not cutting edge by any means, to put it nicely, right? So again, if you go to these companies and you offer to improve their designs, and you say, hey, you know, I'm only gonna get a cut if I'm gonna be able to improve your metrics, your analytics. If I manage to drop your bounce rate, if I manage to increase your conversion rate, if I manage to increase your time spent on your website, if I manage to see the number of pages seen, whatever, if I manage to do all those things, then I'm gonna get a cut. I want whatever, 10% of the increase. You're doing 3K a month now. I want 10% out of that. So if I make whatever, if I make 10,000 a month, out of that 7,000, I want $700 from it. Simple as that, right? So it's pretty basic. Let's see if there's anything else. The person from Flickr, I think, right? Really quickly, because we're in overtime and I don't really want to bore you with it. I'm not really sure how you guys, if you've appreciated this live chat. I really think it was one of the worst ones because the designs were absolutely horrible. But it is what it is. 1600. Okay, the active area is not well set. The icons are not vertically centered. I'm not really sure why. They're not bottom aligned either. So that's a big mistake. There's no actual button here. You shouldn't actually use an arrow to instead of a button. That's not good good UX. This is somewhat centered. This is somewhat centered. This is left aligned for whatever reason. No sense at all. This has probably, I'm actually not sure why we have an additional bit of content here and it's not here as well. At least the icons match. The icons are somewhat from the same style, from the same pack. This one and this one, they're pretty good. Again, Arial, I'm not really sure why. Arial, yet again, I'm not really sure why you would not spend some time on Google Fonts. You know, I'm really fired up and I don't really want to hurt anyone's feelings, but why would you use Arial? And again, you might say, okay, Chris, it's Lato, it's Roboto, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? It's not all that different. If it's 10% different, it's the same thing. If it's 20% different, it's the same thing. Use something with more character. You're not gonna impress anyone with such a basic font. Whatever, let's keep going. The photo is pretty good. Contact us is not enough in terms of call to action. Oral cancer initiative. Okay, building a powerful community. Contact us. Okay, that's a weak call to action. OCI mission. Let's see. This is not left aligned yet again. Instead of a check mark, you used whatever. Yeah, this cute icon that's, you know, from this field. That doesn't make any sense. Don't use it. It's not cute. It doesn't bring anything. This photo right here. Okay. You shouldn't ever use this type of approach where you have something, you have a bit of text, right? And then a part of it is slightly bigger, but only slightly bigger, right? For example, 22. This is something you should really try and avoid. So 18 and 22 doesn't make any sense. What you can do is keep it all at 18 and then make one of the words bold. This is an acceptable approach, but not how you did it here. And I think you actually, yeah, so these are two different colors. This is gray basically, and this is whatever, dark blue or whatever. You shouldn't actually do that. That's not a good approach. Okay, some information here. Doesn't make any sense. These should be grouped and they should be centered. Same thing here. The hierarchy is not good. The font should be decreased here. No call to action. There's actually, okay, there's only one call to action here. Contact us and that's it. And the photo, as always, is a mess. Yeah. So guys, this wasn't all that great. This wasn't all that interesting. I'm sorry this wasn't a better voice chat. Hopefully next time we're gonna do a better job. We're gonna have a bit more interesting content. I would do a basic, down to basics, the absolute minimum, but that's why my courses are for. That's what my courses are for, right? I can't really teach you the absolute fundamentals here. I'm expecting you guys to actually go through the courses and, respect what I teach you, regarding pixel perfect execution and whatnot. Overall, it's a total mess. But again, for you, if there's one thing I have to say, if these websites are making money, $3,000 and $5,000 per month, this should give you a ton of hope. This should really put a fire under your belly, because if these crappy designs actually make any money, send them an email today, right now, and tell them, okay, don't send them an email. Go and create a better website in Photoshop or Adobe XD, and then send them the design and tell them, hey, I want to help you succeed. I want to help you make more money. This is the first step. I'd like to talk to your developer and give him some pointers, because I think we can actually do some things to increase your KPIs, your key performance indicators, improve your analytics. And, if I bring value, I want whatever, $1,200 per month. I want whatever. I want a one-time fee of $1,500. If it's not worth it, no worries. Just pay me $300 for the design, or no money at all, and that's it. Okay? Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, my apologies for this train wreck. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.